We've been talking about the Triple G Canelo fight for a while, and they announced earlier this week that it has now been canceled. Canelo Alvarez pulled out, so that fight will not be happening. Their rematch will not be happening. Unfortunately, the whole thing with Canelo getting caught with steroids and all this other stuff was too much for that fight to happen. So it's definitely not happening on May 5th. You might see a a Triple G Canelo fight later, maybe in October or something like that, because October's another range for big boxing matches to happen. But as far as May 5th, it's not going to happen. But real quick, while that one gets canceled, there's a real good possible chance that Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua are finally going to fight for the heavyweight titles. Anthony Joshua, after he won his fight and won, I think his 4th or 5th title or something like that, he called out Deontay Wilder. This has been rumors in the making, and that fight would be the best fight you could come up with right now as far as without Triple G and Canelo. That's the best fight. So where we lose one, we might have gained another in the summer. So not that bad. And then moving on to the UFC, you have the crazy main event change. Tony Ferguson, unfortunately,
a leg injury,
tripped over some production cables doing media experiences and tore his ACL.
Mm-hmm.
So
somebody's gonna get fired at Fox.
Exactly. Ooh. And he's I don't know if it was Fox, but I feel like it was.
Whoever he was at, they're gonna get fired.
Yeah. So he tripped over production cable. The often injury-prone Tony Ferguson is injured again, and he's.
What's your skills? I can tear ACLs. I can destroy ACLs.
Exactly.
And I don't even play in the NFL.
Exactly. But so Tony Ferguson not only has been obviously pulled from that fight in the main event, but he actually was stripped of his lightweight championship too. God. So he's not even the lightweight champion anymore. But interesting enough, the man that's coming in to replace him versus Khabib Nurmagomedov for the lightweight title is featherweight champion Max Holloway. And Max Holloway is undefeated, and so is Khabib. So this fight, in some ways, might be a little bit better than
yeah.
Although Holloway is going to be fighting on 6 days' notice, Holloway has a chance to become the second ever double champ. The first being, of course, Conor McGregor. So this fight's been changed.
He's probably in fantastic shape if they calling him up 6 days prior.
I don't think it was necessarily them calling him up. I think he was immediately when he heard that, he's just like, I'm fighting. I want to fight this. I want to try to become the second champ. But Khabib's a different animal, man. Mm-hmm. And I saw a video last night on Twitter where when he was a younger kid, his parents used to put a little cub, an actual cub, on a chain, and he used to wrestle the cub. And he'd perform wrestling moves on the cub, like actual wrestling moves, not
what the hell type of childhood did he grow up in?
In Russia. He's in Russia.
Oh, okay. That explains a lot. That explains a lot, man. He was probably 10 when he started drinking vodka, right?
100%. He probably drinking vodka out of the womb.
Yeah.
His mom was probably drinking vodka when she had him.
Pretty much.
But, that's the kind of guy you're looking at, first of all. But Max Holloway, he's undefeated. Obviously, I don't think you take away much from a loss if you're Holloway because you still have another title. Mm-hmm. But it makes actually the pay-per-view a little more interesting now because you don't, you actually were looking forward obviously to this big Ferguson-Khabib match that we've been looking for a while, and now that's not going to happen because Ferguson just cannot stop getting injured, and I'm glad Dana White stripped him of the title because I was getting sick of him never wrestling or never fighting, and so now we get Max Holloway and Khabib. So just real quick, what are your guys' predictions? Who do you think wins the fight?
For two sports, right?
Well, no, for Holloway and Khabib.
Khabib. Okay.
The other fight,
since it did change my outlook on what was going to happen between Ferguson and.
Yeah, I think you had Ferguson.
Right? Yeah, I had Ferguson. I said that it was going to be an upset. I thought it was going to be an upset victory, but now looking at these two guys, two undefeated monsters out there. Oh man, this is tough to say. This reminds me of Brock Lesnar versus Shane Carwin when you couldn't tell, oh man, like these guys are just so much alike. It's like looking in the mirror. Now Khabib and Holloway, I think it's gonna go to a decision. So I believe it's going to be Khabib.
Oh,
I think Khabib's gonna go at him straight.
Yeah.
Did I say Khabib last week?
I think you said Khabib.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I mean, you just reinforced that I was going with Khabib.
It's tough not to
man's
pick him,
wrestling Cubs. Like,
I want to mention that because that puts it, as a kid.
I mean, if he's fighting lions, tigers, and bears, that'd even be better. I mean, it's ridiculous. But yeah, it's Khabib. Let's talk about Canelo. Triple G.
No, go ahead. That's why I mentioned it.
I mean, it's simple. Canelo and Triple G is not happening. It got postponed. Well, the fight is suspended. We don't know when we don't know if there's another date.
It's not happening on Cinco de Mayo.
It's not happening on Cinco de Mayo, and I really think it's gonna destroy the buzz for this match. And all I can say is it's Canelo's fault. I mean, I don't know what else to say. We've said it multiple times on this podcast. You're a jackass. Because if you're gonna
you've said that multiple times.
I've said this multiple times.
Eric and I have not called him a jackass.
I'm gonna be honest. You go to Mexico. You know that you're already under an intense microscope already because of your previous issues with drug tests, and you have this big fight May 5th. A lot of money is on the line for everybody, and you choose to quote unquote eat tainted meat. I mean, something's not right. Something's not adding up to me. It's just not right.
And the fact that he pulled out of the fight probably means there's something
legitimate. He did something wrong. If you did nothing wrong, then be like, no, I'm fighting May 5th. This is going to happen, and I'm going to stand up for what I believe in, and I'm going to stand up for what I think. I have integrity. I'm going to stand up for my own integrity. That's another 48 law of power, protect your reputation at all cost. So I've been reading that book.
Yeah. We know.
Dropping some knowledge,
I've been reading that book, baby.
You're dropping knowledge around here, man.
But yeah, man, it's like his reputation's going down. I don't think this match is gonna happen, honestly, anymore. I think Triple G and Canelo are just gonna go their separate ways, and we're just always gonna wonder what if. Because at the end of the day, when they come back, if Canelo wins cleanly, they're gonna be like, well, he cheated. And then we're gonna ask for a third matchup. A trilogy for a tiebreaker, the rubber match. It makes no sense. It's a complete disaster. Canelo and Triple G's over. Let's move on. Let's get these fighters onto somewhere. Let's get these fighters onto somebody else.
Now I disagree with that. I don't think it's gonna. I think it will happen in like a year. I think it will happen like around this time of the year.
A big boxing event is gonna happen within a year. I know Triple G's gonna make it up to the fans who wanted to see this match. So Triple G is gonna fight at May the 5th, but it's not going to be Canelo. The thing is that it's not going to be for the same amount of money that was being put for Canelo and Triple G. That's the thing.
God, man. Not only did he mess with the fight, he messed with the money, man. Don't mess with the money, man. That's my goodness.
We were just talking about money trees last week, weren't we?
No, but you know what? I am glad.
Podcast is up on that, by the way, on YouTube and SoundCloud.
This
we got double the podcast for y'all this week.
It's WrestleMania week. We had to release as much as possible, but no. And one of the silver linings is, like I mentioned, there's potentially going to have this heavyweight fight between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. So we're going to get a good fight in the summer. Unfortunately, we're not going to get this fight in May. By the way, Triple G still might fight in May. It's probably not going to be against the most quality opponent. He'll probably win, but there might be a fight for Triple G, and not necessarily that I'm even going to run to go buy.
Nobody's gonna watch that.
Exactly. And before the Canelo fight, Triple G's his fight, the money that he was bringing in was like nothing too.
Yeah.
So if you're not big time like Floyd Mayweather, but this is what I want to say. You said that you don't think it's ever gonna happen. Dude, did we ever think Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather would have a boxing match? No. So it's gonna happen.
I knew that was gonna happen. It's gonna
happen. It's gonna happen again. There's no way this fight doesn't eventually happen. I just don't think it will happen this year.
But I do think. I think the money is just not going to be as big as it was previously.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what me and you were planning to do on May 5th. We had somewhere to be, Nick, and we were actually going to cut those plans as short. I was planning this thing where we were going to cut it as short as possible so we can get back to my place and catch the fight. So now it's a situation where it's like, okay, well, I mean,
nothing going on.
I got nothing to go. Well, we got something going on, but and we're going to be there all day. But there's no rush for me personally as a fan to go want to buy that fight.
Yeah, I agree.
To want to go see that fight. And honestly, we're used to big fights happening in May. Like the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight a few years ago that happened in May. You know, so we're used to those big time fights, those summer months fights where there's no football really going on, no basketball, there's no really sporting events
No, there's
going
basketball.
on.
There's basketball playoffs.
Basketball playoffs. Okay, there's basketball playoffs. Okay, but those are predictable. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, when you don't have those types of fights, I mean, it kind of loses its luster over a period of time. That's what I think.
Yeah.
You know.
No, it could. That's true. That's true. I mean, even the Pacquiao Mayweather fight kind of, although
Which was awful.
That was yeah. No,
Complete
it was
disappointment.
it wasn't that good.
Very expensive though.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I think
my goodness.
I think that
I
that
remember when
fight.
DirecTV or whatnot went down or something. AT&T went
I
down.
thought that was last year in the McGregor one.
No, it went
Yeah.
down in the the Pacquiao one, the Pacquiao Mayweather fight. Oh my goodness, we got on the phone with them. I feel sorry for that girl or that man, whoever her. He called a tug lashing because we had people over and that thing was down.
No, but yeah. So the couple of you could either say disappointing or exciting announcements from the worlds of boxing and UFC.
If you're an Anthony Joshua and Deontay,
Well, yeah,
then you're then
exactly.
You should be good, you know.
No, absolutely. And that fight it probably won't draw as good as some of these other fights with Canelo and Triple G
Yeah.
or Floyd Mayweather.
So
and
much
stuff
money
like that.
was so much money was being
Yeah.
put on this one. So it's disappointing. We don't get to see this match, and I think Triple G's actually having his head up held high, and even though he does look forward to fight in May the 5th, but it's not going to be the opponent that we've been looking forward to.
Yeah.
Canelo, you would have won too, bro.
I think he would have won too.
You would have
Yeah.
won, man. You've got the better punching power.
He had steroids in his
I
body.
mean,
He
yeah,
would've won.
like
he would have won.
Yeah.
jeez,
Yeah,
Louise,
a lot of his fans are calling him a dumbass. You know, I've been looking at the comments. A lot of
So
fans.
we have jackass and dumbass so
yeah.
far. I need to come up with one now.
Yeah, he's a donkey, man.
Yeah, and a lot of words that they said in Spanish, and I know what they said.
Oh
So,
yeah, I don't want to read it. I don't want to. Sometimes, even though I don't know Spanish that well, I could just tell when something means a cuss word.
Oh, yeah.
I could just tell. Like somebody said, somebody.
Well,
at
hold
work-
on, Ryan. What are you gonna say? Hold on.
PJ Ryan. Somebody says PJ Ryan. That's what somebody said. Somebody said that.
Oh my gosh.
It was lovingly, but I was like, oh, I know what that means now. I was
What are
like,
you
what's that
talking
mean?
about, man?
Yeah.
Either he said it in a good way or he said it in a bad way.
Yeah, Eric will let you know if it was a good way or a bad way.
I think it was a good way, but you can never tell. I can't really tell.
Okay.
I can't really tell.
No, no. Real quick, one other news that was announced yesterday because they had some small press conference for the fact that they had to redo the fight. Dana White announced that Conor McGregor is going to fight this year again, 100%.
Really?
So he's going to return. I would probably see him potentially fighting the winner of this fight that we're talking about with Max Holloway and Khabib. Still, because he's said to be the somewhat number one contender since they just stripped the titles of him. He never lost either of them, but he could fight either Max Holloway because Max Holloway is a featherweight, or he could fight Khabib because Mayweather's fought lightweight as well. So that I think you almost could say it's going to be one of these two guys that he's going to fight.
Yeah,
coming up.
that's-
I would say Khabib's a bigger fight because Khabib, when you watch him this Saturday, you're going to see how he's one of the best or maybe the best fighter in UFC. So, but just never had a title because of injuries.
My goodness. This weekend is just take my money weekend.
Dude, it's amazing.
Just
It's
take
amazing.
my money weekend.